Today we're going to be tying the Albie Candy. Stop your thread base a little bit less than a quarter of the way down the shank. After cutting a healthy chunk of craft fur away from the hide, we're going to pull all the under fur out of the clump. We're going to do this with each clump of craft fur we tie into this fly. Then we're going to cut all the ends even. Then we're going to pinch the clump of craft fur tightly to the hook shank and make one full loose wrap, and then pull it tight. Then work the clump of craft fur towards the bottom of the shank. This will give you good coverage all the way around. Then we're going to take our contrasting color and prepare it the same way we did the tan, by cutting a healthy clump away from the hide and then pull all the underfluff out, followed by cutting all the ends even. Hold your clump up over the fly, making sure all the tips line up nicely. Then just like before, pinch the clump tightly to the top of the hook shank and make one full loose wrap. Make sure it's orientated correctly and then pull it tight. Before making any more thread wraps, make sure everything's lined up evenly. Now you can lock everything in place with one more thread wrap and then trim up all the tag ends. Now you can go ahead and make thread wraps covering all the cut ends. We are going to create lateral lines by tying pearl flashabou down each side of the fly. Take one single strand and tie it in onto the side of the hook shank, making sure it's running parallel down the fly. Now we can go ahead and whip finish the fly and then cut your bobbin free. Now we're going to attach our mylar. We're going to figure out the length we need by sliding it up over the fly. Once we figured out the length we need, we'll slide it forward just a hair and cut the end off. Then slide it back into place. It's not perfect the first time around. Don't be afraid to keep trimming off small sections until you get it just right. Once we've reached our desired length, we're going to slide it further back than needed. Then we're going to start our thread base, yet again, just behind the eye of the hook. Now you can trim off the tag end, and then slide the mylar back up just behind the eye of the hook. Then we're going to make one loose wrap all the way around the mylar. Then pull it tight. Make a few more tight locking wraps. Then you're ready to throw in another whip finish and cut your bobbin free for the last time. Now we're going to place our eyes evenly on either side of the mylar. I'm going to use some thick UV resin to fill in some of the gaps around the eyes. I find the thicker formula just a little bit easier to work with, trying to build up a little bit of bulk. Then I'm going to use my bodkin to smooth everything out before hitting it with the UV light. Repeat this step if need be, till you have filled in any gaps that you may want to. Now we're going to use our UV flow or thin with the brush applicator and start coating all of the mylax working from behind the eye of the hook. You can either try to do the entire fly or work it in sections. But either way, we're going to do one small coat followed by another small coat. Don't try to lay it on thick, otherwise it will start running and creating droplets on the bottom of the fly. Now we got everything coated, we're going to cure it all up with the UV light. Now we're going to hit it with one more quick coat and then cure it up with the UV light, and you're ready to hit the water. There you have the Albie Candy.